Finishing a basement, is it worth it? And will I see a return on my investment? Stay tuned. You won't believe my opinion on this episode of Ask the Experts. Hey everybody, Heath Higgins here, and thanks so much for tuning in and checking out episode number 3 of the Ask the Experts show. If you missed the previous episodes, feel free to go back and get caught up on all the expert advice that I'm dishing out here. Just kidding. No, I'm not. Go back and check it out. Anyway, my good friend Craig Jackman came through for me this week with a really great real estate question. Craig and his family live in Kansas City, but don't worry, Craig's a diehard Cardinal fan just like me, so he's pretty cool. So Craig asked, "Hey Heath, I have a question for you. Take the emotion out of it. Is it worth the money to finish a basement if you're going to be in the house for at least 8 to 10 years? Does a finished basement help sell the home quicker, or is it better to leave it up to the next person?" Well, Craig, your question is kind of double-sided and has 2 parts to it. Finishing a basement can be a great way to add space to a home with a growing family. Done right, it can provide a safe place for kids to play, a cozy escape for adults, or even an extra bedroom for guests. But don't do it for the return. Finish your basement to meet your needs and desires, just like a potential home buyer would do when looking to find their perfect home. All home buyers are different. Some might not need that finished space. However, many wouldn't even consider buying a home without that extra space being done. Why? Because most buyers want a move-in ready home and not a project. Many times it's easier for a buyer to get their home loan with an all-in price rather than borrowing the money to finish a basement later down the road, or even saving enough to do it on their own. Life happens and things always come up that are more important than finishing the basement. According to the Remodeling Magazine's latest cost versus value report, the return on a basement remodel is about 75.4% nationally. Now this statistic is for more of people finishing a basement to put their home on the market immediately. Your question, however, was more of a long-term 8 to 10 year living in a home after the basement was finished. In which case, I think this number would have a huge return on your investment. Not only would you be getting all of those years worth of enjoyment out of the finished space, but historically homes appreciate. So you would be able to recapture the money spent through appreciation alone when you went to sell. Now, with that being said, there are many things to consider when you finish a basement with the intent of ROI. For example, are most of the basements in your area finished? If you live in an area where it's pretty much a standard to have a finished basement, not having one can be a huge detriment when trying to sell your home. The quality of the work. If you spend $30,000 on your basement to make it really nice, you might not be able to add $30,000 to the price, but you'll get much more consideration over a basement that looks like it cost $5,000. Trust me, I've seen some bad basements that were actually a negative selling point. Another point to consider are what features your basement has. For example, did you just sheetrock and carpet? Or did you add a media room, a wet bar, an additional bedroom, bathroom, fireplace? Those are just some of the things to consider if you're basing on return. But if you're strictly, however, looking at items that have the biggest uptick or return on your money, dollar for dollar, when getting ready to sell your house in the very near future, you should focus on areas like kitchens and bathrooms. Making sure they're market ready has proven to always be the biggest bang for your buck. Well, that should cover it. Craig, I hope this helps. Now stop being a tightwad and finish that space if you're staying there for a few more years. You need a man cave being in a house full of all those girls. Okay, keep the questions coming in, guys. And thanks so much. And as always, I look forward to seeing you in person very soon. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Ask the Experts. See you same time next week.